about how that works.
So Market Ready Plus is essentially when you meet with the seller and the seller says, I have this home, it needs new carpet, it needs new paint, or maybe it needs a new roof, or maybe it just needs a little freshen up, but they're potentially equity rich but cash poor, right? When they're in that situation, a lot of times you're in this kind of bind with them where you know the best thing for them is to get the home in better condition so that they can get the maximum dollar for their house, but you also don't want to push them if they don't have the financial resources to do it. Well, Market Ready Plus essentially takes care of that because we can say to them, hey, we have a program for any repairs you need to have done. If you want to have your home staged even. Let's say your house is in great condition, but it's vacant and it's going to be $4,000 to be staged and you're not really comfortable throwing $4,000 out of pocket right now. All of the repairs, all of the updates, all the staging, all can be paid out of closing. So, and what's unique about our Market Ready Plus program is there's another real estate firm that offers a similar program, but they don't have a contractor that they're partnered with. So essentially, the agent can say, yes, we have this program, which is essentially kind of a loan, if you want to call it that, until closing to pay for the repairs at closing. With the contractor we have in place, and we have an exclusive staging company in place as well, basically, we don't have to be the general contractor. We can basically say, hey, we have somebody who can come out. It'll help you get a bid on carpet, paint, landscaping. You can have all of it done or some of it done or none of it done. It'll cost you nothing to get the bid. But if you want to move forward with any of it, then you can just pay out of closing. And it's going to be a competitive bid. So you're not going to be paying a bunch of high interest rate loan or anything like that. It's going to be right in line with what you would normally pay for the work with local contractors and everything like that. And so that's the gist of how it works.
We got to talk about this a little bit because I think one of the misunderstandings or misnomers is that even in a really good market, when there's lots of buyers still don't want to do the work. They want a move-in ready house. They want to, they would rather pay a little bit more or sometimes a lot more to have just like this beautiful house that's all done. It's worked into the mortgage basically as well, right, rather than having to come into a house and pay more money out of pocket to replace the carpets and, paint and the time and effort. I mean, it's all crazy. So I think, it's really important for a homeowner to understand getting it ready in tip-top shape, including the staging and the paint and the carpet and, if like the roof needs to be replaced or repaired, those are all going to be beneficial to get it done. So that's absolutely, so this program is huge in terms of getting that, all done. And, one of the things that you also said is, if you're equity rich and kind of cash poor, that's absolutely one circumstance. There's also people who are not willing to move just because of the inconvenience of having to get the house ready. So they might even have cash.
Right.
They just don't want to do it. And it takes forever to find the right contractors. Also have a sub for, okay, now what about the carpet? Got to pick out carpet. What's the right? I mean, like, it's just a whole series. And sometimes it takes months to get the stuff done rather than just really just calling my John Scott broker, right? My Bellingham broker. And it's just going to be, wow, let's just do it. And then it's going to be in a shorter period of time. All the work's going to be done. No money out of pocket. It's taken out of the closing. And the program also works such that sometimes during inspection, items come up. And even that money will be, they'll cover inspection items as well to a degree. Right. So as long as you've got some equity, this is an amazing program.
Well, and what I found is you're right that it's not just people who are cash poor, but it could also be somebody who maybe they have a certain amount of money sitting in the bank. And you're talking about doing multiple different items to get their house prepped. There's still kind of this pain point of moving my money and putting this much out of pocket, that they weren't planning on. And so just to say, look, we have a program where you don't have to worry about that if you don't want to. We can get the bids. If you want to pay for it up front, great. But if you want to pay for it at closing, we have a program that allows you to do that. And it probably, you'll find, in most cases, is going to be the little extra push that'll get them over the edge of doing the extra work. And this is why it's such an important 2021 strategy, is the way that multiple offers are happening right now. Our job is to help somebody get the most money for their house, right? That's our job, right? And agents talk about doing that. But when you meet with somebody, your job is to give them advice on how to do that. And if you know that staging it, getting in better condition is what is needed to help them get the maximum dollar, that's what you should be advising them. And then when you give them that advice, doing the staging and doing the painting, it could be the difference between getting $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 over asking price versus $10,000, $20,000. I mean, with these multiple offer situations, the amount of return, it could be massive. Now, of course, you don't want to oversell it. You want to you never want to oversell. Setting seller expectations is part of your job too. But we know as real estate brokers how much of a difference it can make.